whether the recording start already or not. Okay, the recording start. Okay, good morning everybody, and thank you so much for um, the short introductions. I think face to face with me. So I hope you guys can all see my share screen. Can I confirm that? Can you guys all see my share screen in here?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Saif and Alvin and Jonathan. So let's go through the unit outline first for this unit. So unit outline is anything that is very important because you need to know why you are doing this unit and then what are the expectations related with this unit. What are the assessment tasks? What will you be able to do after you finish this unit? Hopefully that is the expectation. Okay. Oh, I see one guy again just coming in. Hi Daniel. Before I continue, would it be possible for you to show me your face so I can have a personal feeling with you? Like I need to be able to see your face. Hi, you are muted. I cannot hear you. Are you?
Sorry. Hello, sir. Morning.
You are on the same batch with Jonathan and Alvin, is it, Daniel? Correct?
Same with Jonathan.
Okay. Are you in Kuching, Daniel?
No, in Miri. I just went back to Miri. I'll be back
Oh,
to Kuching soon.
I see. No problem then. Okay. Thank you so much
All right.
for that. Evangeline, how are you? I would like to see your face for a bit, like probably like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, like that, so that I can at least know who I'm. Would it be possible?
Hello.
Hi, Evangeline. Are you in Kuching?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You are not doing your intern, right? No, no more.
Now currently already finished.
Okay. Okay. No problem. Okay. Thank you, Evangeline.
No problem.
Who else again? Huh? So just Evangeline. Later we go again. Okay. So let's go again with this transfer phenomena. Okay, let's go through an overview of this transfer phenomena. So this transfer phenomena code is CEE 30001. The unit title is transfer phenomena. The duration is 12 teaching weeks. So in Canvas we have 12 teaching modules basically. Okay, and the total contact hours is that hopefully we will have 5 hours per week. General and recommended you yourself are recommended to put in about 7.5 hours of independent study per week. Okay, so meaning to say that you will have like 3 hours of contact sessions normally if it is face to face. Okay, so I'll try to fit in as many as possible drop-in sessions in the first 5 or 6 weeks, and then as you guys start on getting much more assignment, then I will start on reducing the number so that you guys can doesn't feel forced with all the assignments, so that you can have your own pace to study basically. But at you guys can always contact me anyway if you want to ask anything. Okay. The prerequisites is that this is a CEE 20002 chemical engineering thermodynamics and fluid mechanics. So it's really important that you have known a little bit of the basics on this thermodynamics and the fluid mechanics. Okay. And then the assumed knowledge for this transfer phenomena is a calculus, physics, and thermodynamics. So transfer phenomena has been perceived as a unit that are scary to most of my students. Okay, including me myself when I did this unit in Queensland. I think a long time ago. I did my master in Queensland. My first degree is in Indonesia, but in Indonesia back then I don't get the transfer phenomena. I get the transfer phenomena when I did my master in Queensland. I took it as an advanced transfer phenomena under uh, the the guy who made this book, Prof. Duong Du. So this guy is the one that he was my lecturer in when I was in Queensland. Now he is retired, Prof. Duong Du. This is the book that I also recommend to you to use, but your main book will be basically this book, Bert, Stewart, and Lightfoot. Okay, so let me go into the first part of this one. so that you can see. Okay, this book is the Bible of the transfer phenomena. Okay, it's made by the three professors, L. Byron Bird, Stewart, and Edwin Lightfoot. This will be the Bible book that we will use throughout this transfer phenomena. But of course, we will not go through the advanced coverage from this book. We will only go through the basic coverage of this book. Unless if you want to do a master and PhD later on and do research in transfer phenomena, then we will go into the graduate. But for this particular subject, we will not go into the advanced coverage of this one. So this book was, I think, the second edition. Okay, the first edition came out in 1960. And at that time, that was a breakthrough for chemical engineers, because it was the first time that the classical analysis for the fluid dynamics, for the heat transport and the mass transport are being combined. Okay, and then they are being treated in a rigorous way using an elementary differential balances to attack the problem ingeniously. So ever since that time, then we basically get a lot of I think this evolved very rapidly. Okay, so I just noticed another Panchali come in. Panchali, for this first meeting, would it be possible to show your face, and then so I can have a personal feeling interactions with you for the first meeting? Do you mind?
Yeah, so I know.
Yes, Panchali. Hi, nice to see you, Panchali.
Nice to see you too.
How are you doing? All good?
All good, yeah. Currently still in coaching, so yeah.
You try your best to maintain your well-being, and then anything regarding the units or any help that you need, then let us know. Thank you so much for showing your face, Panchali. I'll continue my story on this type of phenomenon. Okay. So this book are the Bible that we will use. Okay, and then like I told you again, this book is also given in order to bridge the problem formulations with the mathematics, because sometimes when you do the problem formulations, then you may not have the necessary mathematical skills to attack that problem, especially if the problem goes into the advanced level. I will not ask you to go into the advanced chapters for this book, but it's just something that you can consult as you do this unit. Okay. So calculus, physics, and thermodynamics are very important, because transfer phenomena is something that is regarded as a mathematical subject, mathematical and physics subject. So there are a lot of conservation laws being used in here. Okay. The delivery in this semester, it will be online. Okay, unless if in the later stage of this the pandemic start on getting better, and then the restriction is being eased, and then all of you have taken the 2 doses hopefully, then I don't mind to meet any of you if you have any questions. Okay, the assessment in this will be we have a 6 assessment. Okay, I will discuss this in more detail as we go into the timeline below. So we have 2 online quiz basically. Okay, and then we have 2 assignment. Assignment in here is a group-based assignment. So you can do it in a two member per group basically. So 2 students per group, you can do it. Okay, and I have to tell you that the proportion for the assignments are very big, 50% in here. So you would really want to take the advantage of this assignment to start as soon as possible. And of course, there is 2 take-home tests. So the take-home test in here is basically 20 and 20. The take-home test 1 will be basically done in the middle of the semester, and the take-home test 2 will be done at the end of the semester after the 12th week, and that will be announced later on, basically. Okay. As you know that the assignment, the total weightage for the assignment is 50%, and it is much higher than the test itself. I would say that online quiz 1 and online quiz 2 is to prep you for your take home, basically, so that I want to see whether your understanding is correct, so that you can be prepared before you take your take home test 1 and take home test 2, basically. So assignment 1 and assignment 2, the level are a bit higher than the take-home test 2. So it's you are being given about 4 weeks to do. So I would suggest you to take it as early as possible, and then ask me as I don't mind to help, but I will not give you the I will give you the hints. I will point you out if you are wrong, but I will not, of course, I will not do your assignment for you. So you have to try your hard to do your assignment. Okay. When I did my transfer phenomena in Queensland, actually the final assessment took 60% of the weightage, so it was very high. Okay, so it's basically just an exam-based unit. For your case, this becomes a bit started to the assignment-based unit. Okay, so it's you have to use this advantage very well. Okay, especially the assignment 1. Assignment 1 is gonna be a bit tough, but not tough. I mean, if you put in your efforts and try as soon as possible, then I think that should be possible to be done. Okay. The aim of this unit is to provide you with the educations in the area of transfer phenomena, and basically consisting of the heat flow, fluid flow, and mass transport that underlie process industries. Okay. So once you finish this unit, complete this unit, then you should be able to formulate transfer phenomena problems. Formulate transfer phenomena problem meaning that you are given basically a scenario where it can be anything in between the mass transfer, heat transfer, or or it can be basically something that is a mixture of fluid flow or the heat transfer, or the heat transfer with the mass transport. Okay. And then you should be able to apply the basic concept of the phenomena to problems and identify the solution methods. Okay. Describe the most natural industrial processes as a combination of transfer processes. So in the real situation, it's mostly the combination of the transfer processes. It's not just one process. Okay. Analyze and evaluate the development of transfer processes and generalize information. It's very important that you be able to analyze the problem that you do and then make it in the form of the mathematical problem, mathematical equations, and then after you solve that thing, you be able to connect it back into the real situation. Okay, and then demonstrate the communication skill. Communication skill as in you work with your group member, and then you be able to work well with your group member, and then solve your problem, and then present it in the form that is easy to be understood by me, okay, and other people. But this unit learning outcomes number 5 is only affirmative unit outline, meaning that we will not assess this towards your unit learning outcomes and your program outcomes for the Malaysian Engineering Accreditation Council. Okay, and here are the graduate attributes, and then here are the content. So we're going to talk about the mechanisms of the 3 different transport: momentum transfer and fluid mechanics, shell momentum balances. Okay, momentum transport with 2 independent variables, heat transfer, shear energy balances. Energy transport with independent variables. Okay, mass transfer, boundary conditions, turbulent, momentum, heat, and mass transport, transfer processes with chemical reaction, drying, combined heat, and mass transfer. I'm not a fan of somebody who likes to basically put in too much materials to you, because there is a trade-off between the amount of the materials that I put in with the depth of understanding that you get. So I put in whatever I put in into the canvas, but I will not necessarily go through all of them. The basics are the same, and I will discuss only the most important things so that you can digest the other one again. Okay. Even though I put in the content something like unsteady heat conductions in solid and then the thermal boundary layers, I will not go in details to these things because these things are not very beneficial for the undergraduate level. Okay, I put it in there in order for me to be consistent with the designs of the unit, but I would prefer you guys to have a depth of understanding rather than a lot of contents. Okay, And here are the key program outcomes. Okay, this one is a Swinburne engineering competencies. Okay, I will not need to go through details in here. For the engineering accreditation council, there is three main POs that are related with this unit. So the PO1 is engineering knowledge. Okay, it basically apply knowledge of mathematics, natural science, engineering fundamentals. The PO2 is the problem analysis. So this one is a unit where you will train your problem analysis methods. Okay, and then individual and teamwork. So you can function well as effectively as an individual and as a member of teams. There are additional unit improvement that we made based on the student feedback from the previous year. So we have added derivations of the equation of continuity and motion, and then there are applications to the two different momentum transfer problem: flow through a circular tube and laminar flow in a triangular duct into tutorial material. So I will go in with you in the second week, I think next week and on the third week, to derive the shell momentum balance for a steady rectilinear flow configuration, meaning that we go into a very simple flow configurations where your velocity basically is only in one direction, and it depends only on the also on another one direction as well. So using this elementary simple differential balances, you can visualize your problem. But unfortunately, as you go into the higher level, you will not be able to always make a simple shell momentum balance or shell head balance or shell mass balance. You have to basically have a generalized equations that will be able to fit within your postulation. So let's say if your velocity is a function of two different coordinates, so its velocity in the z direction is a function of the x and then the y directions, and then you have on top of that is another complicating postulation. For example, you have a gravity force that are changing in the z directions, and then you also have a pressure that are varies in an x direction. Then you will not be able to want to visualize all of them. So you are using a generalized equation where you can just plug in your postulation, and then you will have basically an equation that can be used. Okay, so this will be covered by in the tutorial. I think in the fourth week of the tutorial or the third week of the tutorial. There are two teaching staff for this unit. So it's one is me. So you see me. For those that doesn't know me, I will. I'm basically teaching a process modeling and the transfer phenomena, those boring, very mathematical units that other lecturers doesn't want to take. So then Jaka take that unit, basically the process modeling and optimization and transfer phenomena. I get my PhD 11 years ago from Queensland. Okay, so I'm not very young anymore. And then the other guys that you will see in this unit is Frederick. So Frederick is your senior. So he graduated about I think about one or 1.5 years ago, and now he's doing a PhD under me and JJ basically on a funded project from the Ministry of Higher Education. Okay, he will be tutoring you starting from next week up to the week 11, if not wrong. There will be about 10 tutorial sessions. Okay, here are the emails. If you have any questions for the unit, you can contact me in their sessions for the tutorials. Then you can contact Frederick as well. Learning and teaching structure. So we have lectures that will run from week 1 to 11. That depends on how you perceive that thing, because we have one tutorial week in the week 7. Okay, and then there is a tutorial as well. So here are the week by week schedule. In the first week, we will go with this. We will have 2 drop-in sessions. Okay, and then tomorrow we will have another. Today we have one drop-in session. Tomorrow we will have another drop-in session where I will go in a bit more detail on the derivations of the different level of modeling, so you can try to digest that thing. But the context is more on the heat transport, because I think it's easier to make it to connect it with the daily example using a heat transfer problem. Okay. Then in the second week we will go into details of the Newton's law of viscosity, how we have all those things like molecular momentum flux, convective momentum flux, and combined momentum flux. So there has been a significant revision from the first edition to the second edition. So in the second edition, for the momentum transport basic, we will be using, we will separate the contributions from the molecular transport with the molecular transport mechanisms with the convective transport contribution. Okay, so molecular transport contribution comes when there is a velocity gradient, and then the convective contribution comes from if you have a bulk motion of fluid, that will then you will have that thing. And then the combined momentum contribution is basically just the sum of the molecular and the convective contributions. Okay, let me go into detail on that one. As I go in the first drop-in sessions on this concept, then in the second drop-in sessions I will go more detail into the examples, the first two examples. Okay, the first example will be on the flow of a fluid on top of a plate, basically, and then we will also cover the flow through a circular tube as well. Okay, and then I'll try to make it a bit quicker in the first 2 weeks, and so sometimes the materials on the week 3 will be moved into the week 2 to make it a bit more quick for you to start, so that you can start on thinking about your assignment. So I intend to put in actually assignment 1 distributions in the week 2, but I have put it out in your week 1 assignment. So I just want you to have more time to start on this, because you cannot underestimate this assignment. This assignment is something that requires a lot of times for you to derive. Okay, this assignment is something that you need to start as early as possible. Okay, so this assignment is basically one of the problem in the BERT book, but the step is very long. Okay, you have to use an integration by part. First, you need to use a problem formulations to be able to get the ODE. After the ODE, then you need to use boundary conditions to get the velocity, to get the constants in this side, okay, and then in the other side as well. And then this looks not very much, but actually this takes very long time for you to derive. So it's very good for you to start as early as possible. So instead of giving you in here, I have start giving you the assignment distributions on this week already. Okay, and it will be due on the week 5. And I will give you at the end of until the end of the week 5. Basically, it's Friday. Okay, but that will be in the morning, 9 a.m. You need to check your distribution, your submission folder. So you have about 1, 2, 3, 4. And another week in here. So I give you 5 weeks extra plus this week as well for you to do this assignment. So you want to start as early as possible. And like I said to you, I will start on discussing the example for the week 3 in the week 2 to give you a bit of early start, so that you can start in here to discuss with your group mates and other colleagues if you want. Okay, and then online quiz 1, it will be given on the week 3. Okay, in order for you to give you some time to digest first on the material on the week 3, then it will be given on the Friday of the week 3. It will be you guys have about 25 minutes to do that online quiz. Okay, and then the window of the opening for the online quiz will be in between 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so you can take the online quiz in between 9 to 11. Just make sure that you give yourself enough time. So if you want to take it a bit later, then you take it at I think 10 past, half past 10 probably, half past 10, right? Yes, questions from that will be only one attempt. So unfortunately, so you have to prepare yourself well first, and that will be only on the basic questions only. This will be questions that are not difficult. You have to, if any, that there will be any any calculation, then that calculation will be a simple calculation. Okay, and whatever that is being tested in the online quiz 1, it will be anything that is coming from week 1, week 2, and week 3. Okay, so we will not test you something that is above this week 3. So we will only test you on what have been covered on the previous week, on the covered before that date of the online quiz. Okay. And then week 3, week 4, we will keep on doing the examples, okay, on the momentum transport, okay, basically an applications of what have been given on the week 2. We will go into the flow through an annulus, and then flow of to adjacent immiscible fluids. Okay, I will not probably go into this more advanced details on this thing, but if you guys would like to, if I get a request from any of you to discuss this thing, then I would be happy to discuss this thing as well. Law of inviscid fluid flow near solid surfaces by boundary layer theory, compression of laminar and turbulent flow. Okay. So the first 4 weeks will be on the momentum transport, and the basics of the momentum transport are very important, because if you understand the momentum transport, it will be easy for you to understand the heat transport and the mass transport. To be honest, in chemical engineering, the most difficult topic will be the mass transport, but momentum transport is complex in that it comes as a tensor. So if you know of velocity is only one direction. So imagine if you have 3 coordinates, like this, a simple Cartesian coordinates, you have x, y, z. So the velocity can only have one direction. It's a velocity in the x direction, velocity in the y direction, or velocity in the z direction. But the velocity can be transferred in a different direction. So for example, a velocity in the z direction can be transferred in the z direction, in the x direction. Velocity in the z direction can also be transferred in the y direction. So that's why the momentum transport becomes it has a 2 direction. So it's called a tensor. In physics, we call it a tensor. Okay. Then this will make it a bit more complicated than the heat transport. The heat transport is normally only a factor. Is only factor. Is limited to factor, and then the mass transport is normally only limited to the factor as well. But mass transport is a bit more complex than that, as we will cover later on in the mass transport. Okay. Okay. In the week 5, 6, and then the tuition week and in the 7th week, basically, we will cover the heat transport. Okay. In the week 5, we will have assignment 1 due on the Friday. In the week 6, we will have a take-home test 1. Okay. So this take-home test 1 is also a limited time test. Okay. Because this will not be an open-ended problem. It's just a problem that can be solved within a limited a finite time, basically. Okay, so that will give about 3 to 4 hours for you to solve. I will announce it later. Okay. This online quiz 1 is done in order for you will be performed to test your understanding, so that we can reiterate what things that you need to understand on the week 4 and week 5 before we start on this take-home test 1. Okay. And then there will be 1 tuition week. In the tuition week, there will be no assignment that is coming in here, but the recording will still be there. And then there will be a drop-in sessions, but the drop-in sessions will not give you any materials. The drop-in sessions will only be a question and answer session. So basically, those that want to show up, you can show up, and then ask me any questions that you want to ask in here. So this week is designed for you to go on with your pace, okay, to a bit more relaxed pace. Okay, and then in the week 8 in here, basically we will have mass transport started in here, and then the assignment 2 will be distributed in here, but actually it will be distributed at this week already. So you can, when the module is open, then you will know that I'm giving you an advantage of extra week to distribute the assignment 2 in here. Okay, so that assignment 2 is probably about the same level with assignment 1, but the steps is probably not as long as the assignment 1. Okay, because I know that you guys probably will be very tired already at this point of time, having too many assignments from the other thing. So I let you give a little bit of help to choose an assignment that is not as very lengthy as the first assignment. Okay, and then the online quiz 2 will be run at this particular week. Note that in this week is designed as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 T. But in the real Canvas, we don't have this T week. Okay, this will be a week 7 in Canvas. This will be week 8 in Canvas. This will be week 9 in Canvas. 10, 11, and then 12. That's why we only have 12 weeks in Canvas in here. Okay, so that things is you need to take a note of that. We continue on this week with the mass transport. Okay, we go with the concepts and then the example, and then another example again in here, and then another example again in here, and then the assignment 2 will be due in here, and that will be due on the Wednesday, because like I told you again, I designed the assignment solution not to be as long as the first assignment. Okay, so that's why I want that assignment to be submitted by Wednesday at 9 a.m. of the particular week. And then the take-home test 2 will be announced. I think that will be on the final assessment week, I think, after the tuition week, I think, if not wrong. So the transfer phenomena is basically, like I told you again, is a mathematical base. People think it's a rather mathematical subject, so it's not very easy subject. That's why, in comparison to my predecessors, the one that is teaching this unit before me, okay, he was a professor. I don't want to go into a concepts, but rather I go into an example. Example is the best way of you to apply the concepts, because only with the example you will be able to know how to apply the equations, the formula, and the concept that are given, and that's the best way for you to understand. So that's why, if you questions that why we have too many examples in here, the examples are designed for you to understand. Okay, and then the test will basically design your understanding on the different problems that are not being shown in the examples. Okay, and then this is an overview of the assessment. The minimum requirement to pass this unit. So it's very important that you achieve an aggregate mark of 50% or more to pass this unit. Okay, I would say that passing the unit is not going to be very difficult, because assignment 1 and assignment 2 are 50%, but at the same time, I want to reiterate that assignments is not too easy, so you don't underestimate the assignment. Try to tackle it as soon as possible, and then get help from me when you think it's important for you to get help, and I will try my best to give you, but I will not do the assignment for you. Online quiz itself is already counting about 10%. So if you go through all the slides and try to make understanding, then I'm sure that you can score highly on the online quizzes. The take-home test 1 and take-home test 2 are the one that basically where you need to basically prepare yourself a bit well before you take the take-home test 2. Okay, everything will be submitted online through the Canvas assessment submission system. Okay. We don't tolerate any late submissions unless if you really have an emergency case scenario, then it will be different. But late submission is not tolerated, basically. Okay, and then the required textbook, as I told you again, we have 2 books by Bert, and Bert is transfer phenomena. Okay, and then the one on the mathematics side of that thing is the Richard Girais and Luong Du. Okay, so for example, I can show you in here that the one that I'm taking from the modeling example is coming from this chapter of this book, for example. Okay, let me go through here. So this one is the illustration of the formulation process. So this one is taken from this book. Okay, the additional example, and then the one that I described to you in more detail is this one. Model hierarchy and important analysis. So this one is coming from this book. Okay, this problem, everything is coming from this book, but I just explain it to you in more detail on this one. And this one is basically a transfer phenomena. And then our Transfer phenomena is basically coming from this particular book, okay? R. Byron book. So we go and cover the viscosity and the mechanisms of the momentum transport. So these things will be dealing with the molecular and convective and the combined momentum flux contributions. Up to this content, is there any questions? If not, then I will go into my slides for this week. Any questions, Saif, Jonathan, Tiara, anybody? Any questions? No? Yep, the PDF of the book has been given already to you. I give it through your announcement yesterday. You can see, I just want to confirm if everybody get my announcement or not yesterday. Did anybody get my announcement, everybody? There is announcement. I put in announcement already yesterday. It's in here already. You guys get this one already? Who did not get this one? Huh? Did get or not this one? I just want to confirm. How about Alvin? Alvin, did you get this one or not, Alvin? You get this announcement yesterday? Panchali, did you get this announcement yesterday or not? I need to make sure because this is a very important one. Panchali. Okay. So you need to read your announcement, okay? It's very important for you to read your announcement. I told you that it's given in here, so you click on this link, okay? So it's shared in here, these two books. But like I told you in the announcement, it's only will be kept in this one only within 10 days because this is a intellectual copyright, the book. So I cannot keep it on the shared folder for too long. Otherwise, people will say that I distribute something that is not legal. Okay, so you guys need to know about this. So please read your announcement, everybody. I don't know what's wrong with my just now. I just get a blip in my internet connection. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot control this. I just have a blip. I don't know what's wrong with my internet connection just now. It's just gone. Let me share the screen again. Sorry for this disturbance. Now I just want to check whether you guys can hear me now again. Is it okay? You can see the screen again now. Okay, yeah. So that is the link. Okay, you want to download those things on the link. Okay, and then the hard copies, like I told you again, it's given in this unit, and then the hard copies you can borrow from the library, and then you can check it. There is a link to the library in here. Okay, that's very important for you to check. And then there is another thing which is the group link as well. you start adding this green, this thing, and then filled by, you need to read this one. And then I just want to check whether it is possible for you to know who are your peers that are signing up to this unit or not. Do you know who are signing up in the unit beside yourself? Alvin, Jonathan? Yes? How do you know it from? How do you know that? Is it from the Canvas or from where? How do you know your friend? I'm just curious for this. I need to know. If possible, you share with me. How do you know who else again that is enrolled in this unit, basically? Oh. In case you don't know who it is, then I give it in here, okay? You need to check. These are the students, so you can contact your friends in here, in this list, and you see the student list. Yeah, okay. But before that, before I give the students list, then you don't know, right, Saif? Or you know already? Huh? If I don't give you this one, would you be able to know or not? How is it like? Do you know or not? I'm curious. Okay, no problem. So that's why I'm giving you the student list. Okay, so you will know who enrolled in this unit, and then you can contact them to make, and then ask them whether they agree or not to make a group with you. Okay, and you need to make sure that you basically how to say that thing, you basically get their approval before you submit into this. Okay, it's very important. If you don't get an approval from them, then don't put your name into this unit, into this group list spreadsheet. Okay. Other than that, any questions? No questions. Okay. I have added the two news video on the week 1 recorded lectures in here. Okay, so you need to look at this. Okay, this is the modeling level example, modeling level 2 example. Okay, and then these three are the video, and then these 3, 1, 2, and 3 are the new videos that I put in. And then as you can see in here, this one is I uploaded, I think, recently again. Okay. The assignment questions are based on the book. Well, you can say so, Saif. It's based on whatever the concept that are given. But I think that's not just whatever it is on the book. So it's basically a development of what the problem that is explained. Okay. So let me go through the slides now to discuss the content of the unit. Okay. Up to now, there will be no questions, right? Okay, so we go with the slides. Okay, I've been talking for about 40 minutes, so sorry if my sound are a bit lost. So let's go into what are the transfer phenomena, 3 different levels of transfer phenomena, hierarchical level of modeling, and the pertaining comments. Okay. Transfer phenomena is basically a study that goes into the integration on the similarity and the differences of the 3 different topics: fluid dynamics, heat transfer, and the mass transfer. So fluid dynamics in here is not the same with the fluid mechanics. Fluid dynamics in here is the transport of momentum. The heat transfer in here is transport of energy. The mass transfer in here is transport of mass of various chemical species. So transfer phenomena basically we'll discuss the similarities and the differences of these 3 different transport, and also how to solve when any or a combination of these 3 transport occurs simultaneously. So that's what is the difference between the fluid mechanics or with the process heat transfer. Because process heat transfer does not connect with the other transfer, they do not discuss the similarities and the differences between among these three transfer mechanisms. Okay. So then you may ask me why you need to study these three together, because they frequently occur simultaneously. Okay. And then the basic equation that describe the three different transport are similar. If you just see the basic transport mechanisms, I think the molecular transport mechanisms for these three transport, they are the same. Okay. The mathematical tools needed to describe this phenomena are also very similar. So you have to go and brush up your calculus and your mathematics skills, because mathematics is basically the thing that are required for this type of phenomena. The molecular mechanisms underlying the various types of phenomena are also very closely related. Okay, all materials are made up of molecules, and thus the same molecular motions and interaction are responsible for viscosity, thermal conductivity, and diffusion. In this particular figure, we give an example of a system where there is a mixture between the N2 and O2, so it's basically an air. So there is a flow of the air into the system, and then also there is a heat added into the system, and then the work is done on the system in here. Okay, so this is just one of the typical examples in the chemical engineering systems. There are three different levels of transport. The transport level A in here is something that we call a macroscopic flow system. Okay, and then as you go into a higher resolutions, you go and look into a higher resolution, you go into a microscopic region within the macroscopic system. Okay, and then if you go and look into more details on the B, then you go into a molecular level. It's which basically focus on the collisions between the molecule of N2 and the molecule of O2. Okay, so these three different levels of transport is something that in here in the previous figure is at the macroscopic level. So the macroscopic level we use a conservative law. So we get something called the macroscopic balances, which describe the mass, momentum, energy, and angular momentum. This life at this particular level, we make a global assessment of the problem. Okay, this is something that you have learned in your thermodynamics, basically. Okay, in your thermodynamics and your introduction. So when you make energy balance, or you make a mass balance using the book, the Himmel-Blow book, or the other book that in that particular level, then you are making a macroscopic level balance. Okay. In the microscopic level, we examine what is happening to the fluid mixture in a small region within the equipment. So the region becomes smaller with respect to the macroscopic balances. Okay. So in here, we write down a set of equations called the equations of change. Or if we don't use this equation of change, for the simple systems like what steady rectilinear flow system, then we can, when the velocity does not change as a function of too many variables, then you can write elementary differential balances. At this microscopic level, we can have the information about the velocity, temperature, pressure, and concentration profiles. Okay, so this is, we get a more detailed information about the system. Okay, that can be connected with the macroscopic level. Okay, so then at one level bottom lower, then we have a molecular level. So this molecular level is we look at the fundamental understanding of the mass, momentum, energy, and angular momentum in terms of the molecular structure and intermolecular forces. So this is basically where the theoretical physicists or physical chemists like Feynman or Einstein work at this particular level. Okay, sometimes we do need to be involved at this level. Okay, and this becomes particularly true if the process being studied involve complex molecules, extreme ranges of temperature and pressure, or chemically reacting system. So here you know that basically the macroscopic level have a different length scale. So macroscopic level, it works on the scale of between centimeter to meter, Microscopic level, dealing with the level between micrometer to centimeter, and molecular level between 1 to 1000 nanometer. So it's in the molecular level. For transfer phenomena, we are dealing with this microscopic level in here. Okay, microscopic level in here is the level of interest for the transfer phenomena. Then you will ask what are the connections between these three different levels. So the transport properties are generally taken. The transport equations are that are described by the molecular theory are used at the microscopic level. So something like your viscosity, basically viscosity correlations, or your thermal conductivity, that comes from the molecular theory. Okay, then the equation developed at the microscopic level. So you use the viscosity equation that are developed on the molecular level to the microscopic level equations. Okay, once you get the microscopic level equations, then you use it to attack the problem at the macroscopic level. But the lower level that you go, generally the harder the mathematics become. Okay, so molecular level, we will not touch that thing at all. Whether you do it at the molecular level, microscopic or macroscopic, then we always use a conservation law. So chemical engineers is always dealing with the conservation laws. Okay, then even within the microscopic level itself, we have different levels to do. Okay, and the different level of the modeling on the microscopic level, it depends on the assumptions that you make. So for example, the lowest level will be the black box. So in black box, you don't know. You don't have many assumptions on how the process basically works. On the highest level, on the other hand, you assume everything is known for your particular models. So this we will not discuss today. I think I need another sessions again tomorrow to discuss in more detail on this hierarchical level of modeling. So we will just go through in here. So the first problem in here is basically dealing with the problem of the heat removal from a bed of hot solvent by immersing steel rods. Okay, in here I show in the slides the level 1, the easiest level, and then the level 2, the level 3, okay, and then the level 4. Okay, so that's and in transfer phenomena, in order for us to use the macroscopic balances intelligently, we need to use the information of the interface transfer that comes from the equations of change. Okay. From the teaching point of view, it's better to start at the molecular level and work upward toward larger system. That is, if we are dealing with if we are covering the whole book, but we are not. So we are only dealing with the microscopic level in this book. And in here you can read yourself the class A, class B, class C, and class D. Okay, there are many types of the problems in here. For your assignment 1 and assignment 2, that will be something that is of the class C. Okay. What is important for the transfer phenomena is that when you read, try to solve the problem, always read the text with the pencil and paper in hand. Try to rederive again what has been derived. So even if I give you the derivation, it does not mean that you solve it, because when you do that the test, you will have to derive it yourself. So if you can practice at any time you look at the problem solutions, then it will come in handy later when you do the test later on. So it's very important. Okay, and then you also have to brush up your calculus differential equation, and then you have to connect the mathematical with the physical situations of the problem. It's the most important thing of the phenomena is to relate the physical idea to the equation. Mathematical will be useless if you cannot explain what happens in the real situation. Okay, and then you need to ask whether the result seems reasonable or not, and then check the dimensions of all result. I demand that wherever you do your calculations, you always check that the dimension is correct. You have to cancel out everything to make sure that everything is correct. then I think that we'll pretty much cover all the materials for today. I don't have anything else again that I want to tell today. Tomorrow we will discuss more into the detail of this problem. Okay, these two problems. And then this other problem in here as well. Okay, so far any questions you guys have? Anything that I can share with you before we end the sessions for today? No, Jonathan. How about Daniel? Daniel, you have any questions for today? Everything clear? Gladys, any question? No? Stephanie? Anjali? Alvin? Evangeline? Sarina? Osop? No? It's this kind of online delivery is a bit isolated. That's why I try to be active, but I also you guys also need to let me know if you have anything. Okay. I think that will be all for today's meeting, and then tomorrow I see you again at 1 o'clock. Hopefully you guys already have your lunch, and hopefully I know that afternoon probably gonna be a sleepy sessions, but anyway, I cannot cover everything in 1 hour, so that's why I choose to cover the content of the unit today, and then tomorrow I will go into more detail on the derivation. But I will not derive that thing because I have recorded the lecture, so I will just go through the derivations and point out the important things. So it will be good if you guys can go through the example first, so that tomorrow when I go and discuss with you, then I can clear out your doubts or your questions on any particular step that you think is not clear. Okay, but I will not rederive it again using that direct screen writing. I will just go like this, go with you through the screen, going one by one, and then say you why this is coming from, why is it like this, why is it like that. Okay, just to make it clear for you. If you want to go through the details, then you have a look at the video. Okay. Okay, if there is nothing else again, then I see you again tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for coming to today's drop-in session.